want to clarify the difference between psychic and intuition. And when I first started making videos on this YouTube channel, I talked only in terms of psychic abilities, developing psychic abilities, and at some point I switched to talking about intuition. And the reason why I switched from intuition versus psychic abilities is because intuition covers a more broad aspect of this spiritual phenomenon. So when you talk about psychic, when you hear people talking about psychic, it refers to seeing the future, being able to understand the future. When you talk about intuition, it encompasses all of that internal guidance system, that through line of consciousness that connects us all. And it shows up in so many different ways for so many different people. When you talk about psychic, however, the term is sometimes off-putting to different people because it seems a bit out there, it seems a bit witchy, it seems a bit woo-woo. And intuition is something, obviously, we all have. I believe everybody has psychic abilities as well because the two of them are very closely interrelated. And if you have intuitive abilities, you have psychic abilities because those psychic abilities are a subset of intuition. And in thinking about that, and understanding the clairs, which if you are on a spiritual journey, you may have heard about the clairs, right? Clairvoyance, that clear vision, clear seeing, which is what I often refer to as seeing in your imagination, or clairaudience, that psychic sense or subtle sense of hearing. And with intuition, it encompasses every single one of those clairs, but it's so much more. It's understanding the signs of the universe. It's that guiding light that shows us that we're on the right track, that shows us the best decisions that we should make, and is that very important embodiment of all things spiritual. It's the building blocks of every single other spiritual ability. And that's why it's so important for every single one of us, whether you're spiritual or not, whether you want to be psychic and build those abilities or any other spiritual abilities, such as channeling or astral traveling, whatever piques your interest, or manifestation, right? That's one of my favorites. And so that distinction between intuition and psychic development is really important. Now, my journey started with me wanting that intuitive guidance and wanting to just be able to tap in. What does the future look like? What does this look like for people? I wanted to be able to do readings for people and just have that deeper knowing. But ultimately, at the end of the day, once you're able to do that, you can embody it by living your everyday by using those same skills. So not only do you have that really cool ability to just know things that are happening in the world with other people, do readings for people, and be able to have that universal understanding for the bigger picture, but you can also live your daily life from that place of peace and understanding and knowing, where you're not floundering around trying to figure it all out, feeling that anxiety and fear. Now, I am an anxious person. I've said it before in this channel. I do tend to function from that place. For me, a lot of my anxiety stems from time. I'm not quite sure what my relationship with time is, but needing to be somewhere on time and having things step in my way, the little nudges from life that make you slow down. And so if and when I can catch myself in those moments where I'm feeling that anxiety, feeling uncomfortable, step back into my power, grasp my intuitive sense and start working through that from a spiritual level, then everything becomes easier. Now, my kids will tell you that doesn't happen all the time, and I'm human, as we all are, and those human type emotions are very big, very loud, and very difficult to deal with. And so every day, as you start living your life from that internal guidance, intuitive sense of well-being, and practicing the skills and catching yourself and identifying those triggers for you, at that point it does become easier, because like, okay, here I am, I'm acknowledging the fact I'm here, it feels uncomfortable, I feel like this is coming up for me. How can I step back? Remember, it's like that muscle memory that is activated. Okay, the last time I did this, I stopped, I listened to my intuition, I started to feel better. And that is how you start incorporating that everyday life, that everyday experience of that intuition. So I'm really excited to continue to teach and talk about intuition. I have a free ebook called Intuition Unlocked, the 5 pillars of hearing your inner voice. And I put everything in there that will get you started. It's not just filled with fluff. It's everything that you need to start an intuitive practice to get you started, which is the foundation for the course. And so if you haven't already downloaded that, grab that, it's in the link. And I'm excited to hear your experience with that anxiety, with the day-to-day stuff, and what brings you here for developing your own intuition and your own psychic abilities, and those signs that are coming through to you all the time. I would love it if you would drop it in the chat. What are some of the signs that are showing up for you that are nudging you to take that next step? And if this is interesting to you, I'm sure you're going to love my video on the things that I stopped doing to develop my intuition. You can check that out here. So I hope you guys are all having a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video.